Death and rebirth, what Buddhism teaches about the afterlife and dying mindfully. Death is one of the greatest mysteries of human existence. It is an experience that all beings must face, yet its true nature remains elusive. Buddhism, one of the world's oldest spiritual traditions, offers profound insights into death, rebirth, and the practice of dying mindfully. Unlike many religious traditions that describe a permanent afterlife, Buddhism teaches that existence is a continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, known as samsara. Understanding this cycle can help us live more wisely and die with greater peace. In this video, we will explore what Buddhism teaches about death, the process of rebirth, and how we can prepare for our own passing in a mindful and meaningful way. The concept of impermanence and death. At the heart of Buddhist teachings is the concept of anicca, or impermanence. Everything in life, including our bodies, relationships, and thoughts, is subject to change and decay. Death is the ultimate expression of impermanence, yet most of us resist or fear it. The Buddha taught that acknowledging death is not morbid, but a path to wisdom. By recognizing that life is fleeting, we are encouraged to live with greater awareness and compassion. Many Buddhist practices emphasize maranasati, or mindfulness, of death. Monks in the Theravada tradition, for example, meditate in charnel grounds to contemplate the transitory nature of the body. Tibetan Buddhists also use visualization practices to prepare for the moment of death. Rather than avoiding thoughts of mortality, Buddhists embrace them as a means to cultivate peace and spiritual insight. The cycle of samsara and rebirth. Buddhism teaches that death is not the end, but a transition in the ongoing cycle of samsara, the endless rounds of birth, death, and rebirth. This cycle is driven by karma, the law of cause and effect. Every action we perform, whether physical, verbal, or mental, creates karmic imprints that shape our future experiences. Unlike the concept of an eternal soul, Buddhism teaches that what is reborn is a stream of consciousness, or vijnana, conditioned by past actions. This rebirth is not necessarily into a human form. Beings can take birth in different realms, including those of animals, hungry ghosts, gods, and hell beings, depending on their accumulated karma. In the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, the Bardo Thodol, also known as the Tibetan Book of the Dead, describes the intermediate state Bardo between death and rebirth. This phase is considered an opportunity for liberation if one can recognize the nature of reality. Otherwise, karmic tendencies propel the consciousness into a new existence. The importance of dying mindfully. Since the moment of death is a crucial transition, Buddhists emphasize the importance of dying with a peaceful and clear mind. The state of mind at the time of death can influence the nature of one's rebirth. A mind filled with fear, attachment, or anger may lead to an unfavorable rebirth, whereas a mind filled with peace and wisdom can lead to a fortunate one. Practices such as chanting the name of the Buddha, for example, Amitabha in Pure Land Buddhism, reciting mantras, or engaging in mindfulness meditation can help cultivate a calm mind. Many Buddhist traditions encourage people to focus on compassionate and positive thoughts as they approach death. In some traditions, monks or family members may sit with a dying person, reciting prayers and guiding them to remain mindful and peaceful. The role of karma in the afterlife. Karma is the fundamental principle that determines the conditions of rebirth. Good actions such as acts of generosity, ethical conduct, and meditation generate positive karma, leading to favorable rebirths. Negative actions such as harming others, lying, or greed result in negative karma, leading to suffering in future lives. However, Buddhism also teaches that karma is not deterministic. At any moment, we have the ability to generate good karma and shape our future. This understanding encourages people to live ethically and compassionately, knowing that their actions have long-term consequences beyond this lifetime. Liberation from the cycle of rebirth. While most beings continue to be reborn due to karma, Buddhism ultimately aims to transcend samsara and attain nirvana, a state of liberation beyond birth and death. The Buddha described nirvana as the cessation of suffering and the realization of ultimate peace. One reaches nirvana by cultivating wisdom, ethical conduct, and deep meditative concentration. The path to liberation varies among Buddhist traditions. Theravada Buddhism emphasizes personal enlightenment through insight meditation vipassana, while Mahayana Buddhism focuses on the bodhisattva ideal, where one seeks enlightenment not just for oneself, but for the benefit of all beings. Vajrayana Buddhism, particularly in Tibet, includes esoteric practices designed to accelerate the process of awakening, even at the moment of death. How to prepare for death mindfully. Since death is inevitable, preparing for it mindfully can help ensure a peaceful transition. Here are some Buddhist-inspired practices to cultivate a mindful approach to death. Reflect on impermanence. Regularly remind yourself that life is fleeting. This awareness can help reduce attachment and fear. Practice loving kindness metta. Cultivate a heart of compassion and forgiveness, both for yourself and others. Engage in meditation. Develop mental clarity and inner peace through daily meditation practice. Create good karma. Perform acts of kindness, generosity, and ethical conduct to accumulate positive energy for your journey beyond this life. Study Buddhist texts on death. Reading works such as the Tibetan Book of the Dead or the Sutta Pitaka can provide valuable insights on how to face death wisely. Surround yourself with positive influences as death approaches. Ensure you are in a peaceful environment, ideally with loved ones or spiritual practitioners who can guide and support you. Conclusion. Buddhism offers a unique and profound perspective on death, seeing it not as an end, but as a transition in the greater cycle of existence. By understanding impermanence, the workings of karma, and the possibility of liberation, we can live with greater wisdom and face death with serenity. Rather than fearing the unknown, we can prepare for it mindfully, ensuring that our journey through samsara leads to ever greater wisdom and compassion. Ultimately, through practice and insight, we can break free from suffering and reach the state of nirvana, the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. If you would like to learn about Buddhism, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Share your ideas with us by leaving a comment. Namo Buddhaya.